AI has changed the game. Most people are about to use AI the exact same way they use a gym membership. They'll get excited, watch a few videos, save a few posts, ask ChatGPT some random questions, and then do absolutely nothing with it. 6 months from now, they'll say, AI is amazing. The same way people say, yeah, I should really start investing, or I should probably eat healthier, or my personal favorite, I'll start next Monday. Nobody knows which Monday. But apparently it's a very important Monday. And here's the problem. While most people are treating AI like entertainment, other people are quietly using it to make money. Not millions, not Lamborghini money, not private jet money, real money. The kind that pays bills, the kind that buys freedom, the kind that makes life a little less stressful. And during the World Cup, that opportunity gets even bigger. Because every major event creates attention, and attention always creates money. The question is, who captures it? Let me give you an example. Imagine two friends in Australia. Let's call them Jack and Ben. The World Cup starts. Jack spends the next month watching highlights, arguing online, checking scores every 15 minutes, and posting things nobody asked for. Ben is also watching football, but every night he spends 30 minutes using AI. Not 3 hours, not 5 hours, 30 minutes. By the end of the tournament, Jack has a phone full of screenshots. Adore Ben has an extra income stream. Same World Cup, same internet, same AI. Completely different result. And before you say, yeah, but those people are smarter than me, no, they're usually just earlier than you. Because here's something funny about humans. We love opportunities after they're gone. We would have bought Bitcoin after it exploded. We would have started YouTube after creators became millionaires. We would have learned social media after everyone already did. And now millions of people are doing the exact same thing with AI. Watching, waiting, thinking, researching, planning, preparing, getting ready. Mentally organizing, emotionally processing, spiritually aligning. Everything except actually starting. And that's why this video matters, because while most people will use AI to waste time during the World Cup, a small group of people will use AI to create opportunities. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how ordinary people are doing it. No gurus, no fake screenshots, no make $10,000 before breakfast nonsense. Just practical ideas, real examples, and a mindset shift that could completely change the way you look at both AI and the World Cup. The reason is much simpler and much more uncomfortable. Most people don't actually have an income problem. They have an attention problem. Think about it. Every day, people spend hours consuming opportunities, watching videos about opportunities, reading about opportunities, saving opportunities, discussing opportunities, comparing opportunities, researching opportunities, preparing for opportunities, and somehow never actually touching the opportunity. It's like standing in front of a swimming pool for 6 months reading books about swimming. At some point, you either jump in or admit you just enjoy reading pool-related content. And don't get me wrong, I've done it too. Everyone has. You watch one video, then another, then another. Suddenly it's midnight. You know 17 different ways to make money online. And you've made exactly $0. That's impressive in a very sad way. The World Cup creates the same behavior. Millions of people suddenly become experts. Experts in football, experts in predictions, experts in tactics, experts in referees, experts in things they never cared about 3 weeks earlier. And that's not criticism. That's human nature. Attention follows excitement. But here's the interesting part. Whenever millions of people focus on one thing, money starts moving around that thing. Always. Without exception. The World Cup isn't just a sporting event. It's an attention event. And attention is one of the most valuable assets on Earth, because attention creates demand. Demand creates problems. Problems create opportunities, and opportunities create money. The funny thing is, most people can easily see the football, but they completely miss the economy forming around the football. Imagine a stadium with 80,000 people. Most spectators see a match. An entrepreneur sees transportation, food, content, advertising, merchandise, accommodation, social media, lead generation, digital products. Temporary demand, the same event, completely different eyes. And AI has made this easier than ever, because in the past, spotting opportunities was only half the battle. You still had to write, create, design, research, edit, plan. Now, AI can help with all of that. Not perfectly, not magically, but fast enough that ordinary people suddenly have capabilities that used to require entire teams. That's a huge shift. And most people are treating it like a toy. That's like discovering electricity and using it exclusively to charge a toothbrush. Useful? Sure. But you're missing the bigger picture. The people who benefit most from AI aren't necessarily smarter. They're not younger. They're not more talented. They're simply willing to experiment. While one person asks AI for a joke, another person asks AI to help solve a real problem. And problems are where money lives. Always. If you remember only one sentence from this entire video, remember this. Money rarely goes to the person who knows the most. It usually goes to the person who acts first. Which brings us to the first practical way people are already using AI during major events like the World Cup to create opportunities instead of just consuming them. Number 1, AI doesn't create money. Attention does. One of the biggest mistakes people make with AI is believing that AI itself is the opportunity. It's not. The opportunity is attention. AI is simply the tool. Let me explain. Imagine two people walking through the same shopping center. One person sees stores, the other person sees customers. One sees products, the other sees demand. One sees people spending money, the other sees where money is flowing. That's the difference. And the World Cup creates one of the biggest attention waves on the planet. For a few weeks, millions of people suddenly care about the same thing. That's rare. Very rare. Most of the time, people are distracted by thousands of different interests. But during the World Cup, everyone is looking in the same direction. And whenever that happens, content becomes valuable. Now here's where AI changes the game. A few years ago, creating content was hard. You needed ideas, you needed research, you needed writing skills, you needed editing skills, you needed time. Today, you can ask AI, give me 20 surprising World Cup facts. And 10 seconds later, you have enough material for an entire week. You can ask, what are the most emotional World Cup moments in history? What are the biggest World Cup upsets ever? Now you have curiosity, and curiosity gets attention. But here's the part most people miss. The money isn't in the facts. The money is in the audience, because attention always comes first. Then opportunities follow. Think about it. How many people started YouTube channels because they were experts? Very few. Most became experts because they started. That's an important distinction. People wait until they feel qualified. The internet rewards people who become qualified in public, and AI makes that process faster. Now, before somebody leaves a comment saying, "So you're telling me to become an influencer?" No, not necessarily. Because content isn't just YouTube. Content is Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, newsletters, blogs, local business marketing, community pages, even simple short videos. The point isn't becoming famous. The point is learning how to capture attention, because attention is the raw material of modern business. And here's a funny example. Let's say two football fans watch exactly the same match. One finishes the game and says, "That referee was terrible." The other finishes the game and says, "That's probably a good video title." Same match, different brain. One consumes, one creates, one spends attention, one captures attention, and over time, those paths lead to very different places. The best part? You don't need thousands of followers. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need a studio. You don't even need to be particularly charismatic. The internet is full of successful creators who have the personality of a microwave. What matters is usefulness. If people find value, they pay attention. If people pay attention, opportunities appear. And once you understand that, you stop asking, "How do I make money with AI?" And you start asking, "Where is attention moving right now?" Because that's the question that changes everything. And during the World Cup, attention is moving faster than almost anywhere else. Which brings us to the second opportunity. Because while most people are creating content, some people are creating something even better: assets. Number 2. Most people use AI to save time. Smart people use AI to create assets. Here's something interesting. Most people think the biggest benefit of AI is saving time. And yes, that's useful. But it's not the real game. The real game is creating assets. Because time savings disappear, assets stay. Think about it. If AI saves you 1 hour today, great. Tomorrow that hour is gone. You start again. But if AI helps you create something that keeps working after you're done, that's different. That's leverage. And leverage changes lives. Let me give you a World Cup example. Imagine Sarah. She lives in Melbourne, works full-time, busy, tired, normal person, nothing special. When the World Cup starts, she notices something. People are constantly searching for things like World Cup viewing parties, best places to watch the game, match schedules, World Cup predictions. Most people stop there. Sarah doesn't. She opens AI and says, "Create a free World Cup guide for Australian fans." 10 minutes later, she has a PDF. Then she posts it online. People download it. Now she has an audience. A small audience, but an audience. And that's where something magical happens. Because the first asset wasn't the PDF, the audience was. And audiences are assets. A year from now, the World Cup is over. The matches are forgotten, the scores are forgotten. But Sarah still owns the audience. And that's the difference between people who rent attention and people who build assets. Here's another example. Imagine Tom. Tom loves football. Tom watches football. Tom talks about football. Tom argues about football. Tom has opinions about football. Tom has enough opinions to power a small city. But Tom never creates anything. Meanwhile, another fan uses AI to create match summaries, prediction newsletters, short-form videos, fun football quizzes. Nothing complicated, just useful content. Fast forward 6 months. Tom has memories. The other person has an audience. Again, same World Cup, different outcome. And here's something funny. Most people say they want passive income. Then they spend 3 hours scrolling social media, which is basically active procrastination. It's like going to a gym, taking selfies with the equipment, and wondering why your muscles aren't growing. The effort feels productive, but nothing is actually happening. And AI has created a new version of this problem. People spend hours learning about AI, watching AI videos, reading AI articles, saving AI prompts, organizing AI folders, creating AI folders inside AI folders. They become experts at preparing, but preparation isn't progress. At some point, you need to produce something, anything. A guide, a checklist, a newsletter, a short video, a local business offer, something. Because assets don't appear from planning, they appear from shipping. Now here's a lesson that took many people years to learn. The internet doesn't reward perfection. It rewards consistency. That's important, because most people think, I'll start when I'm better. Meanwhile, someone else starts today, makes mistakes, learns, improves, builds momentum, and wins. Not because they're smarter, because they moved first. The internet is full of ordinary people making extraordinary money from very ordinary assets. A newsletter, a community, a simple website, a small audience, a digital guide. Nothing glamorous, just useful, repeated consistently. And during the World Cup, there's a massive shortcut, because attention is already there. You don't have to convince people to care. They already care. The event does the heavy lifting. You're simply positioning yourself near the attention. That's why major events are so powerful. They're temporary, but the assets you build around them can last much longer. Think about this. A football match lasts 90 minutes. A useful piece of content can work for years. A conversation lasts minutes. An email list can last decades. A trend disappears. An audience can stay. That's leverage. And AI has dramatically reduced the effort required to create those assets, which means the barrier isn't technology anymore. It's action. And that's exactly where most people get stuck. Because knowing is comfortable. Doing is uncomfortable. And unfortunately, the money tends to live on the uncomfortable side. Now here's the interesting part. While most people are focused on content, there's another opportunity that almost nobody notices. And honestly, it might be one of the easiest opportunities during the entire World Cup, because it has nothing to do with being creative, nothing to do with being famous, and nothing to do with becoming an influencer. It simply comes down to solving problems, and AI is making that easier than ever. Before we wrap up, let's be honest for a second. The World Cup is going to end. The highlights will stop. The memes will disappear. The predictions will be forgotten. And somewhere out there, a guy will still be arguing online about a penalty from 3 weeks ago. Humanity is incredible. But here's the real question. When the tournament is over, what will you have left? A phone full of screenshots? Or something you actually built? Because throughout this video, we talked about attention. We talked about AI. We talked about opportunities. But none of those things matter if they stay inside your head. Ideas don't change lives. Action does. And maybe the biggest lesson from all of this is surprisingly simple. The people who benefit most from new technology aren't usually the smartest people. They're the people who start before they feel ready. Because while most people spend months asking, is this going to work? Someone else spends those same months finding out. And honestly, that's probably the funniest thing about human nature. We spend years waiting for the perfect opportunity, while opportunities are standing outside knocking on the door, wondering why nobody answers. So, as the World Cup continues, don't just watch where the ball is going. Watch where the attention is going. Because attention creates opportunities. Opportunities create income. And income creates options. And options create freedom. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're constantly exploring trends, opportunities, side hustles, AI, money, and the hidden ways people are creating extra income in the real world. And I'd love to hear from you. What's one way you would use AI during the World Cup to make money? Or what topic would you like me to cover next? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. Thanks for watching. And remember, most people watch trends. A few people build something from them. See you in the next video.